Hello. 4. These ones are Chapter 8 Confidence Interval Proportion. And I thought I'd do a couple. Okay. When you're finding the margin of error in the confidence interval, you want to use this when it says point estimate of the confidence interval. And we put in the number of yeses. So if we look at this one, a poll of 2952 U.S. student adults found that 40% regularly use Facebook as a news source. Now, instead of giving us the number of yeses, it gave us the percent. But we could type the number of yeses in. By using an equation, you can put equals your sample size, 2952, times is an asterisk. And then we want 40% as a decimal, 0.4. So that will give us 40% of the sample, which would be the number of yeses. Sample size, 2952. And confidence level, the first one is 0.9. And then it gives us our margin of error, lower and upper. They want the percent, so these were all multiplied by 100. Then to find the 95%, you go back to confidence level and put 0.95. Then the answers change. And then for the last one, 0.99. And so that would be each of your values. If you type into sample proportion, like if I would have put the 40% here, then it deletes the formula that's in it. And so then you can close it and reopen it. Or you can find the sample proportion each time. So I usually just find the number of yeses. Assume that the sample size is used to estimate a population proportion. Find 80% confidence interval for a sample size of 337 with 77% successes. So if we go back here, 77. So 337, they didn't give us the number of successes, but it's 77% of. And notice I didn't put the equal sign. So you do need the equal sign for them to multiply it. And then the sample size was 337. We wanted a confidence level of 80.8. And there's our values. Now sometimes notice they're off a little bit. If I change this to 60. Yeah. Some of these will be off. Notice now we're getting the value when I change this to 259, but our sample proportion is a little different. Now if we left this the way it was, it's going to be off. And that will happen on some of these. And if it's happening to you, just let me know. What I do on the once all the tests are done, I go through and look for these little differences in the percents. And it just depends. Using Excel, using a TI-84, doing it by hand, you're going to get a little bit of a difference. And so that's what's happening here. I would accept either one of the answers. So just send me a picture and I'll give you credit for it. There's a few of them that are doing that. I've only seen 3, but hey, let's look at this one. This one, notice they're giving us the number of yeses. So the number of yeses is 240. The sample size is 300. And it's a 0.99. And then there's your values. This time they want it written as a decimal. And here they are. Number 9, giving a test to a group of students. The grades and gender are summarized below. Let P represent the proportion of all male students who would receive a grade of C on the test. So the number that would receive a C. And notice it says all male students, so we're only using that row of male students. So it's 12 out of 37. So 12 out of 37. And we want a 90% confidence interval. .198, .451. So the male part is given, and that's why you only use that row. The C's are 12 out of a total of 37.